Good evening. My name is Margie Nelson, and I'm the Public Affairs Coordinator for MnDOT District 1. We're having our meeting for the Highway 194 project. This meeting will be recorded for later viewing on the project website, and we'll ask you to remain muted to prevent background noise as we go through the presentation, and we'll take questions at the end, or if you have questions, you can put them into the chat and we'll go through those at the end of the meeting. I've got Ed Welch, our construction project engineer, with us, and then Doug Kerfeld, who is the project manager, and I will turn it over to Doug.
Yeah, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Doug Kerfeld. I am the project manager for this project in just north of Hermantown along Trunk Highway 194. I've worked on this project for a couple of years through scoping and project development and through design, and now kind of turning it over to the next phase to Ed for construction. This project has kind of three main parts to it. We got two different intersections that we're going to be modifying from the current configuration or geometry. The first one on the map on the screen here kind of shows a blue X at the intersection of Trunk Highway 53 and 194. We're going to be doing some geometric changes to that, turning it into more of a J-turn configuration. And then about a half mile to the west at Midway Road and 194, we're going to be adding a roundabout and removing the existing traffic signal. And then for about 7.5 miles from just east of the intersection of Highway 2 and 194 through the Midway Road intersection up to Trunk Highway 53, we will be resurfacing the mainline pavement on Trunk Highway 194. So with that, I'll turn it over to Ed, and he kind of can dive into the details of the construction phase.
Thanks, Doug. As Margie and Doug mentioned, I am the project engineer for this project out of our Duluth construction office. And let's get going into some general project information first. The overall cost of the project is $6.8 million roughly. The prime contractor we're going to have that won the bid is Northland Constructors of Duluth. The overall start date is May 23rd, 2022. I'll get into a bit more detail on the start and completion date as we get through the different phases of the project here. But we're also looking at an overall completion date of September 9th this fall. And as Doug mentioned, there's three major segments of the project. We have the R-cut at 194 and 53. We have the roundabout at Midway and 194. And then we have the bituminous mill and overlay for that segment that he mentioned. So kind of go through those three step by step and kind of give a little bit more detail about each of them, just to let everybody know what's going on. So first we have the R-cut at 194 and 53. This picture is just kind of a general layout overhead view of what it'll look like when it's done for the most part. This is kind of a preliminary one where the U-turn pads will be a little bit bigger. But overall, this is a similar intersection for those that are familiar. A little bit further up 53 in Twig, we have a similar intersection where it's called an R-cut, and you can kind of, when you're, say, coming from 194 to 53, you can only do a right turn on to 53, and then if you want to take 53 north, you have to do a U-turn then a little bit further down the road. In terms of contract time, this is where the contractor will be starting first on May 23rd. That's when the project overall is allowed to start up. And then they'll have to complete this by September 9th. Overall, this portion of the project is broken into three major stages that allow us to shift traffic around and keep most of the traffic movements flowing throughout the duration of this portion of the project. So I'll get into those stages a little bit on the next slide here, kind of explain those. Stage one will be constructing the U-turn pads on both ends. This picture here is a little bit clipped off. I don't have a great view of this stage in one sheet. Also in stage 1, well, the first thing we'll be constructing a little bit of temporary pavement in the middle of 53 here, and that allows us to maintain left turn movements onto 194 when you're 53 northbound. Then, like I said, we'll be constructing the U-turn pads, the Lindahl Road approach, and then also we are realigning the approach of 194 to 53. So we'll be constructing a majority of that realignment that'll square things up, because currently that is quite a skewed intersection. And then stage 2, we'll take the northwestern portion of the median work. So this will be forming the left turn lane for the U-turn on 53 to get you turned around, and then a little bit of a portion of 194 approach to make sure that we can shift traffic for stage 3, which is kind of the remainder of the project. It's the southeastern portion of the median, and the remaining bits like sidewalk and stuff like that. So that kind of covers the R-cut portion of the project. Next, we can go to the roundabout, which has a little bit different construction time, and that's going to be starting June 13th and ending August 27th. The reason being for that is school time, so school gets out June 13th or the Friday before that, and we don't want to impact bus routes for kids getting to and from school. So we're restricting it from June 13th to August 27th. And then between those dates, in order to get the roundabout done quicker, we are going with a complete detour. So this intersection of Midway and 194 will be completely closed down during that time. And obviously there's some residents that are within the area. The residents will be allowed to access their property, obviously. So we'll have coordination with the contractor to get you to and from your home if you fall within that area that's closed down for the construction. And if there are any issues with that, I am a good first point of contact because I can make the contractor shape things up for you and get things done that way. So a little bit of information about the detours is the biggest thing for the roundabout. For Midway Road, traffic will be detoured east on Maple Grove Road, then north on Levake Road, and back to 53 that you can take back north up to the Pike Lake area. And the opposite if you're trying to go southbound 53 to southbound Midway Road. You would take 53 down to Levake Road and then back across on Maple Grove Road. As for 194, the traffic will be detoured using Solway Road and 53. And then the reverse, if you're trying to go northbound 53 to westbound 194, you'll take 53 up to Solway Road, and then take that down to 194 and continue westward. And then the third portion of the project will be the mill and overlay from approximately the intersection with Highway 2 all the way over to 53. The contractor is able to start this May 23rd. Their tentative schedule right now is to start that mid-June, and they figure it'll take them 1 to 2 weeks of work to do the mill and overlay. This work will be done under traffic with flagging operations, so we'll have likely where the work is going on, milling and paving. There'll be single lane that'll be controlled back and forth with flaggers. And each night it should be complete over the whole width and open back up to 2-lane, 2-way traffic on 194. Overall, what the work is going to look like is the main line and turn lanes are going to be milled 2.5 inches and have 2.5 inches put back. And then the shoulders are going to get a fog seal over them because the shoulders are in fairly good condition for the age of the roadway right now. And there will be one minor exception near Kenosha Road. So for those of you that see that we kind of pick up and don't do any work for a stretch there adjacent to Kenosha Road intersection, that's because the county will be doing some turn lane work there the following year. So we're not gonna do brand new pavement there just for them to tear it up the next year and redo it. So that's why we will have a short exclusion there. But the picture here, the red line shows kind of the whole area that will be milling and overlaying the main line and turn lanes, and we have a short exception for where the roundabout will be at Midway and 194, and then on the inner where it hooks into the realignment that'll be reconstructed for 194 where it connects to 53. And that about sums up the project. So if we have any questions about anything, glad to answer.
And if you have questions, you can either unmute yourself and ask or type it into the chat. And if you don't have anything right now, you can always contact us later. We have our project website, which we're going to be keeping up to date with information, and it has all 3 of our contact information there. I'll put that in the chat box. But
Ready?
I guess since I'm
Well,
not seeing any questions, thank you for coming, and this will be posted on the website either probably tomorrow, possibly the next day, and we're always available if there's anything that comes up in the future. So thank you all for coming.
thank you, everybody.